there. Now, I'm doing another Mystery Science Theater box set from Rhino. This is volume 5. And as you notice, this I think is the first box set that doesn't try any kind of kooky fun kind of pop-ups or anything like that. The most is the fact that they have reflective paint on the spaceship, which is, you know, not on the inside. I think this makes a transitional kind of box set. The next one is just plain cardboard, no kooky fun, you know, pop-ups and shit like that to tear in your DVD holder, which is fine with me. I don't need it. I'm not 4 years old, so I don't go, ooh, it's a spaceship. This episode is a lot like Volume 4, where it's just Mike episodes and just Sci-Fi Channel episodes. And this one features Boggy Creek 2, and the legend continues, Merlin's Shop of Mystical Wonders, Time Chasers, and The Touch of Satan. And I'm trying to think what... there are some special features on here. By the way, I forgot. I made a mistake when I said there were no special features on any of the box sets. They had some of the trailers on a couple of the box sets. Box set 1... I don't think box set 2 had anything. I don't think box set 3, and box set 4 I think had a trailer. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember where. And this one has trailers. This has, let me see, it has the original trailer for The Touch of Satan, let's see, oh yeah, this is good. It had an exclusive interview with Mike Nelson and Kevin Murphy. That's good. It's like a 20-minute interview, and it's a lot of fun listening to the guys talk. And what's cool about that is they're like doing their own kind of in-joke catchphrases to themselves. I mean, you get the feeling that, you know, they weren't just like doing jokes like, you know, chili peppers burn my gut, you know, just in the show. They were like doing it around the set and just repeating lines from the TV shows that, lines from the movies that, you know, made them laugh. And they're still doing it. I mean, the show's off the air. They were just doing it back and forth. And also there's introductions by Mike Nelson, which is pretty cool. He gives a tiny bit of a tidbit on each episode. I wish, to be honest, I think they're too short. It would have been cool if maybe they were a minute or two more longer. I mean, I could hear Mike, or any of them really, you know, go on and on about these episodes specifically. What's funny is a lot of the cast members don't remember shit. You know, keep in mind, the show was made from like 88 through 99, and you just can't remember everything. And I've seen some videos of panels with the MST3K crew, and I've heard Trace, like on a couple of them, go, quick, check the internet, or he'll reach out to the audience, like, hey, what was that episode we did? And people, like 50 people will yell back the answer. Because we watch these shows all the fucking time. Alright, now let's go to the episodes themselves. Boggy Creek 2 and The Legend Continues is a cruddy sort of docu-speculation film with... it's directed by Charles B. Pierce, and what's interesting is Boggy Creek 2 is the second Boggy Creek 2, according to Mike's introduction. It should have been called Boggy Creek 3, but I guess, I don't know, Charles B. Pierce wanted to establish his own sequel to the original Boggy Creek. Whoever remembers that film, but, you know, so he just chose to ignore the other Boggy Creek 2. And it's basically, he plays a college professor, and he takes 2 of his students, one played by his son, who is an atrocious actor. He reads lines, he doesn't act. And he's shirtless throughout the whole film. He's a real skinny dude with a third nipple, and he's a horrible actor. He mumbles his lines, and oh my god, he's just painful to watch. And Tanya, who looks like a sunburnt teenage Lucy Lawless, and then her buddy who comes along, who knew what they were doing, knew where they were going, and she bitches about it every 3 seconds in the film. And when she's not bitching about it, the professor is like ogling her. So, I mean, yeah, it's fun. And let's see, there's a whole bunch of different flashbacks in that episode, some of which could be easily explained away as not a Boggy Creek creature, like a guy like changes his tire and is attacked and dies. And maybe it's a Boggy Creek creature, or maybe it's not. Maybe somebody just killed him. But the episode has, let's see, this is a sci-fi episode, so it's Mike and Pearl Forrester with Observer and Dr. Bobo and Professor Bobo. And there's a funny bit where Pearl gets the idea that, hey, maybe we could make some money by making people think that there's a Boggy Creek creature here, where we're living, so they have Bobo, like, pretend. Brain Guy makes a fake song, which is quite funny. Merlin's Shop of Mystical Wonders. I could probably talk this whole video about this. You said we have 5 minutes? Okay. 4 minutes. It's a shitty 90s direct-to-video movie pieced together from another film of that director. It doesn't matter the fact that the other film was from 1984 or something like that. Because, the transition from, like, the film he made in 1990, or whenever the film was made, and in 1984, is very obviously different. The clothes are different, the film stock is different. And the film is written as if it's really clever, and it's not. And the production values on the stuff was shot in the 90s has a softcore Cinemax porn look to it. And it's very not funny and clever, and it thinks it is. And the Mike in the Box ripped the shit out of it. I've talked about this episode before. It's an amazing episode. I love it a lot. And Time Chasers is a really smart episode. They use the time travel idea from the film to use it as a subplot in the episode where Mike, well, actually, the bots get an idea to rescue Mike from the situation that he's living in. They're going back in time and telling a teenage Mike not to take temp jobs, which would eventually lead him into trouble and get him shot into space. And they do, and it gets him killed, and he's replaced in the present day by his brother, who's a thug. And then Crow has to go back and tell him, forget about what I just said. And it's very funny, and Mike actually his acting is really good in this episode, where he plays a young, dumber version of himself, constantly saying dude, and has a mustache and shades to keep people from realizing he's stoned. Holy crap, is it funny. And then he plays his own brother, who's kind of a thuggy douche, and he even rips during a portion in that character. And then it's sandwiched in between very funny bits where Mike just visits Pearl and just, hey, how you doing? Why are you so evil, Pearl? And her line is great. She says, I'm filled with hate. I don't know if that helps. And Touch of Satan is a 70s film that, there's no references to Satan in the movie, but they called it The Touch of Satan, I guess to kind of jump on to the whole satanic horror movie trend in the 70s. And really, seriously, just the demon is called Gorgo or something like that. But there's some very funny sketches in here. My favorite bit is, I guess, probably Servo has a psychotic grandma that was just like the psychotic grandma in this film, where it's just another servo robot dressed as an old woman with a little pitchfork stabbing Mike, and he tells Mike, I have two grandmas, Mike. One kills people, the other one doesn't. That's how I tell them apart. Very funny stuff. This is a great box set. If you're looking to Mystery Science Theater, great jumping on. No real confusion as to what the show's about with this one. No real hard episodes. They're all funny. 5 RAM chips, and push the button, Lindsay.